Oh, you thought BMF was untouchable? Think again. Because 50 Cent just did the unthinkable. He pulled the plug on one of TV's most addictive crime sagas, and the fallout makes the Power finale look like a family picnic. Fans are in meltdown. Lil Meech is reportedly scrambling, and Big Meech. Let's just say the Empire might be running on fumes. But the real kicker? The woman who led the match, Celina Powell, the self-proclaimed Black Widow of hip-hop, just dropped a nuke that nobody saw coming. She's claiming the entire BMF image, the cars, the clout, the come-up is nothing but smoke, mirrors, and unpaid checks. And when Celina Powell speaks, the internet doesn't blink, it screens records. She's naming names, leaking DMs, and casually burning reputations like it's her morning cardio. Now, insiders are whispering that 50's sudden decision to cancel BMF wasn't about creative differences, it was about damage control. Because whatever Celina just exposed, it's messy enough to make even 50 Cent go silent. And you know that man never shuts up. So grab your popcorn, your burner account, and maybe your legal team, because this isn't just a cancellation. This is a full-blown collapse of the Meech Empire. It all started quietly. You know that eerie calm before a social media hurricane? That's exactly what the streets of Hollywood felt like right before 50 Cent decided to slam the brakes on BMF. 1 minute, fans were hyped for the next season, tweeting theories about Lil Meech's character arc and debating whether the real Big Meech would finally make a cameo. And the next boom, news broke that 50 pulled the plug. Just like that, BMF was over. And no warning. No heartfelt post. No thanks for the love, y'all. Just silence and chaos. And when 50 Cent goes quiet, you know something's gone wrong, because this man beefs with his own shadows on Instagram for sport. If he's not clowning Ja Rule or shading his exes, he's posting memes about money and success. So when he suddenly stopped talking about BMF, fans knew this wasn't creative, this was catastrophic. Within hours, blogs started lighting up. 50 Cent ends BMF. Lil Meech blacklisted? Stars in shock. Everyone wanted to know what happened behind closed doors. Theories ranged from budget wars to network politics. But then, like a thunderclap, Celina Powell entered the chat. Yes, that's Celina Powell, the woman who treats secrets like ENDED and clout like currency. Known for turning celebrity drama into full-blown scandals, she doesn't just spill tea, she floods the kitchen. And this time, she aimed her chaos cannon straight at the Meech Empire. According to Celina, the BMF brand wasn't just suffering behind the scenes, it was imploding. She went on live, sipping something expensive and smirking like a villain in a reality show finale, saying, "Y'all really think they living like that? Please." The checks stopped coming months ago. The internet froze. Then it detonated. Screenshots started circulating, alleged texts, bank receipts, and voice notes where she hinted that certain BMF boys were living off borrowed jewelry and fake sponsorships. She even claimed that BMF's production was falling apart because someone couldn't pay their own image anymore, and before anyone could even fact-check, Twitter had already declared it truth. You know how it goes once the timeline decides something's real. It's over for your reputation. Meanwhile, Lil Meech was busy posting thirst traps and gym selfies like Rome wasn't burning around him. His silence only fueled the chaos. Fans were like, "Bro, say something." But nope, not a word. Just flexes. Captions like "focus on the bag," and endless reposts of fan edits. It was giving pretend everything's fine while your empire crumbles. Now, let's rewind for a second, because understanding this drama means knowing how deep the BMF story really runs. When 50 Cent brought BMF to TV, it wasn't just another show. It was his crown jewel. A real-life legend turned into primetime gold. The show was gritty, raw, and unapologetically addictive. It made stars out of unknowns and turned Lil Meech from Big Meech's son into a certified celebrity. But fame comes with receipts, and apparently, some of those weren't paid. Industry insiders claim that 50 was already frustrated with unprofessional behavior on set. Missed call times, diva energy, and too many personal scandals bleeding into production. Sound familiar? Because while 50 loves a good headline, He hates anything that costs money and nothing drains a budget faster than bad publicity. Enter Celina Powell again because this woman doesn't do coincidences. Around the same time 50 was reportedly reevaluating production, she dropped a TikTok teasing, "BMF ain't what it seems. Just wait." The woman literally soft launched a scandal like it was a fashion collab. Then came the real bomb. Celina posted a receipt dump screenshots of DMs allegedly between her and one of the BMF cast members. The messages hinted at money problems, drama with 50, and a possible lawsuit brewing between stars and the production team. She captioned it, "Y'all worship these people like they rich, meanwhile they begging for extensions." By the next morning, TMZ was all over it. Even the Shade Room couldn't keep up. The hashtags #BMF exposed and #Meech meltdown started trending. Everyone from random TikTokers to hip-hop legends had an opinion. Boosie posted a reaction video saying, "Man, I told y'all, TV money ain't the same as street money." Charlemagne the God dedicated an entire segment calling it the collapse of the celebrity illusion. The internet started pulling receipts of their own, comparing Little Meech's lavish lifestyle to recent reports of debt and unpaid brand deals. Old headlines resurfaced about his arrests and jewelry loan lawsuits. Suddenly, the BMF empire looked less like an empire and more like a fragile Jenga tower built on PR and 50 Cent. He was nowhere to be found. Not a single post. No response. Just radio silence. Fans were stunned. This man once roasted Floyd Mayweather for not reading, but now he couldn't even subtweet a crisis. Something was definitely off. Sources close to stars claim that 50 had strategically distanced himself from the chaos, pulling funding and stepping away before the brand got any more toxic. One insider said, "He saw what was coming and dipped before it blew up. That's classic 50 behavior. Drop the grenade, walk away, let it detonate behind him." And Celina, she wasn't done. She started posting cryptic tweets like, "Funny how power players go broke when the cameras stop." Fans connected the dots instantly. This was her revenge arc, and she was milking it. Some even claimed she was working on a tell-all podcast titled Behind Meech Money. Whether it was real or not didn't matter because by now, perception had become reality. Every rumor, every fake screenshot, every wild claim had fused into one massive narrative. The Meech Empire was falling apart. By the end of the week, BMF had gone from a chart-topping show to a public punchline. Meme accounts were brutal. One viral post showed 50 Cent holding an unplugged extension cord with the caption, "When 50 said he's pulling the plug, he meant it." Another said, "BMF stands for Broke Money Foundation now." The internet has no mercy. And yet, beneath all the trolling, one question lingered like smoke after an explosion. What did Celina Powell really expose, and why did it make 50 run for cover? Because this wasn't just messy gossip. This was career-ending chaos disguised as a live stream. And the deeper the story went, the darker it got. Stay tuned because what came next made even Power look like child's play. So picture this, the dust hasn't even settled from Celina Powell's first expose, and suddenly, the internet decides it's time for round two. We're talking full-blown social media warfare, conspiracy theories, and Hollywood meltdowns wrapped up in the kind of drama that makes you wonder if reality even exists anymore. Because now, it's not just about BM getting cancelled, it's about how deep the cracks in the Meech Empire really go. By midweek, Celina's little receipt dump had turned into a wildfire. Every gossip blog, reaction channel, and hip-hop page had a new spin on it. Some said 50 Cent dropped BMF because of behind-the-scenes lawsuits. Others swore the feds were sniffing around the production. And then there were the truly wild ones like the TikTok theory claiming Star's executives found offshore payments connected to the real BMF legacy. Whether it was true or not didn't matter. The internet was entertained, and that's the only currency that counts now. And right in the middle of the chaos stood Celina Powell, smirking, unbothered, and posting cryptic captions like she just dethroned a dynasty. "You'll love fake kings," she wrote under a photo of herself holding a glass of champagne. It didn't take Sherlock Holmes to figure out who she was talking about. Fans flooded her comments with laughing emojis. fire emojis, and a few thousand tell us the rest. Sis, then she did. Celina hopped back on live, and within seconds, the viewer count was climbing faster than 50's blood pressure. She said, "Everybody wanna act rich till the show gets cancelled." She claimed she had proof that some of the show's actors, including Lil Meech, were borrowing cars, renting jewelry, and chasing 50 for checks that ain't clearing. She even hinted that 50 was distancing himself not because of creative drama, but because he didn't want to go down with a sinking ship. Brew. The internet went nuclear. Clips of her live spread across TikTok faster than COVID in a frat house. Twitter threads popped up breaking down her every word. Fans started analyzing her background like it was the Zapruder film. Pause at 3:47. You can see she's reading from a phone. That means the receipts are real. Others argued she was just cloud chasing, but even that didn't matter. Her words were now the official narrative. Meanwhile, 50 Cent was out here pretending like none of it existed. He posted a random video about success being lonely and a photo of his bottle of Branson cognac. Classic 50 move: distract, deflect, and let the storm swirl around him. But make no mistake, people were noticing the silence. Because if there's one thing we know about Curtis Jackson, it's that he never stays quiet unless he's protecting the bag. Then, in true internet fashion, the memes began. Oh, the memes were ruthless. One showed Lil Meech holding a for sale sign in front of the BM set. Another had 50 Cent photoshopped as Thanos snapping the cast away. Even celebrities got in on the jokes. Rick Ross posted a laughing emoji under a gossip post. Boozy said, "Ain't no loyalty in Hollywood, I'm telling y'all." Snoop Dogg dropped a meme saying, "When the plug cuts the plug." You couldn't make this up. And Celina wasn't done yet, because apparently, the woman had files. She posted a screenshot allegedly showing a private message from a BMF crew member complaining about late payment. She blurred out the name, but left enough clues for the internet to play detective. Within minutes, fans identified the sender. Within hours, that poor man's DMs were a dumpster fire. Even crazier, some outlets claimed she had more damaging evidence and she was allegedly shopping it to major blogs for the right price. Think about that. Celina Powell, the self-proclaimed queen of receipts, basically holding the BM franchise hostage for clicks and coin. Only in 2025, people. And while all this chaos unfolded, Lil Meech tried to fight back. He posted a video looking frustrated, saying, "Y'all believe anything these cloud chasers say. I'm good. My family's good." But instead of calming things down, it made them worse. Because the internet thrives on denial. The more you say "I'm fine," the more people think you're not. The comments were brutal. If you broke, just say that this man fell off faster than the stars app. Even 50 ghosted him. The poor guy couldn't win. At this point, the BMF name had turned into digital mud. Stars quietly scrubbed upcoming promo posts. The official BMF Instagram stopped updating. Fans started noticing that 50's production company had unfollowed Lil Meech. It was like watching a slow-motion breakup between a mogul and his prodigy. Then came the real twist. A leaked audio surfaced on YouTube allegedly featuring someone from 50's team talking about cutting losses. In the clip, a man's voice sounding suspiciously like 50 says, "The show's done. I can't fix their image no more." It wasn't confirmed, but it didn't need to be. Once the blogs got hold of it, it was treated like gospel. By now, the streets of social media were convinced BMF wasn't just cancelled, it was exposed. Think about it, the show that once glorified the rise of the Black Mafia family had now become a parody of its own message. Money, fame, loyalty, all of it gone up in smoke. Replaced with cloud chasing, screenshots, and unpaid bills. Even the cast members started distancing themselves. One actor went live saying, "Man, I'm just trying to act. I don't know nothing about no drama." You could tell he was terrified to even say the name Meech, and while everyone was busy tearing each other apart online, Celina sat back and watched the chaos like she just dropped the season finale of her own reality show. She posted, "Told y'all I'm not the villain, I'm the truth." But here's the question no one wanted to ask out loud. What if she wasn't lying? Because 50's silence, the network's retreat, and the sudden digital disappearance of the BMF brand didn't look like a coincidence. It looked like damage control. A clean-up job disguised as a cancellation. At this point, fans didn't even care about who was right or wrong, they just wanted more drama. Twitter threads were begging Celina for part 3. TikTok users were making mini documentaries with dramatic music and captions, like how 50 Cent's empire collapsed in 72 hours. Even the serious outlets like Complex and Bet were forced to address it, calling it one of the most shocking media implosions in recent hip-hop history. But just when it seemed like things couldn't possibly get any messier, a new name got dragged into the storm: Big Meech himself. Rumors started swirling that even he wasn't happy with how things had unfolded. Allegedly, he'd reached out to 50 Cent personally, asking for clarification. One insider claimed Big Meech said, "This show was supposed to keep the legacy alive, not embarrass it." And that's when the internet collectively lost its mind. Because if Big Meech himself is questioning the Meech Empire, then maybe, just maybe, Celina's chaos wasn't random at all. Maybe she hit a nerve no one wanted exposed. The headline summed it up perfectly. BMF collapse turns real, 50 Cent retreats. Celina Powell celebrates. But the story wasn't done yet. Because the aftermath, that's where the real damage began. And what happened next, the silence, the fallout, the burned bridges, would prove that when 50 Cent pulls the plug, he doesn't just end a show, he ends careers. By the time Monday rolled around, Hollywood felt like it had survived a digital hurricane, except the debris wasn't just tweets and memes. It was reputations, deals, and entire careers lying in shambles. BMF was officially over. The Meech legacy was on life support, and 50 Cent had vanished into the shadows like a mob boss who knew when to dip before the cops arrived. The internet was split right down the middle. Half the world was chanting, 50 Cent knew something we didn't, while the other half was screaming, Celina Powell just took down an empire. For a show built on power, loyalty, and money, the ending was almost poetic. The empire didn't fall from a rival. It fell from a woman with Wi-Fi and receipts. The chaos was biblical. Blogs were still posting daily updates like it was a breaking news war zone. Sources claim Little Meech is blacklisted from future Stars projects. Celina Powell reportedly meeting with producers for a tell-all interview. Even the entertainment podcasts were eating good. DJ Academics was foaming at the mouth on Twitch, calling it the biggest industry L since Tory Lanez's trial. Vlad TV started teasing an exclusive follow-up. Everyone wanted a piece of the wreckage, and then silence. For the first time since this whole circus started, everyone went quiet. No new leaks, no posts, no tweets, just eerie silence. The kind of quiet that doesn't mean peace. It means plotting. That's when fans started noticing something strange. 50 Cent had wiped all BMF-related content from his socials. Gone. Deleted. It was as if the show never existed. He even unfollowed half the cast. Typical 50: when he cuts ties, he doesn't just snip, he scorches the earth. Lil Meech, meanwhile, tried to move on. He was spotted out in Miami, surrounded by his usual entourage, pretending like everything was fine. But even his body language looked heavy, the kind of forced smiles you see from rappers after their label drops them. Paparazzi shouted questions about BMF. He ignored them. But silence in Hollywood doesn't heal, it festers. And guess who popped back up just when things were starting to calm down? Celina Powell. Because of course she did. This woman doesn't just end stories, she extends them. She went live again, sitting in her car with her signature smug grin, and said, "I told y'all it wasn't just a show, it was a front." Fans begged for details, but she just winked and said, "Let's just say the street's been talking." Then, boom, she posted a photo of herself at what looked like a podcast studio, with the caption, "Part 2 coming soon." Within 24 hours, it got over 1 million likes. The internet was salivating. Everyone wanted to know, what more could she possibly have left to expose? Meanwhile, whispers started circulating that 50's decision to end BMF wasn't just about the drama, it was strategic damage control. Insiders claimed that the network was terrified of potential lawsuits. One anonymous producer allegedly told a gossip blog, When Celina started dropping names, corporate panicked. They didn't want to get dragged into it. Translation: 50 didn't quit. He got pushed to pull out. The irony? For a show that made millions glamorizing crime, betrayal, and downfall, the real downfall was happening off screen. Even Big Meech himself couldn't stay silent anymore. From behind bars, he reportedly had a message sent out through a family rep, saying, "We don't need TV to tell our story. The truth speaks for itself." Translation: BMF may be dead, but the hustle lives on. But fans weren't buying it. The comment sections were ruthless. "Bro, your son turned the legacy into a hashtag. Celina Powell finished y'all faster than the D. It was carnage, public, viral, and irreversible." The fall of BMF became the internet's new cautionary tale. Every influencer, rapper, and wannabe mogul started using the story as a warning. You could almost hear the think pieces writing themselves. What the BMF collapse teaches us about clout, capital, and Celina Powell. Even Rolling Stone did a feature calling her the woman who outplayed the streets. That headline alone broke the internet. And as if that wasn't enough, a new twist hit the rumor mill allegedly. Stars had scrubbed BMF from future syndication deals and halted all spin-offs. You know what that means? Every actor who thought they had residual checks coming gone. That's how deep the damage went. Meanwhile, 50 Cent was already onto his next project, Power Book Infinity, the ghost of BMF, because, let's be real, this man will turn his own scandals into profit. He dropped a teaser post saying, "One show dies, another one lives. Business as usual, cold-blooded." But that's 50. He doesn't mourn losses. He monetizes them. But here's where the story gets deeper, because if you peel back the celebrity drama, this wasn't just about a cancelled show. This was about ego, exposure, and the price of image. BMF had been built on the myth of power and perfection, the glorified version of the streets. Celina Powell shattered that illusion with a Wi-Fi connection and a vengeance complex. It wasn't bullets or betrayal that brought the empire down, it was embarrassment. Think about it. $1 billion brand undone by screenshots and shade. No gunfire, no arrests, no final showdown. Just a woman on live, laughing into her phone while the internet watched the legacy of Meech crumble in real time. And if you think 50 Cent didn't feel that sting, think again. Because this is a man who built his entire brand on controlling narratives, controlling enemies, controlling chaos. For the first time in years, he wasn't the puppet master. He was the one getting played. That's why he erased everything, distanced himself, and went radio silent. Because even 50 knows once you lose the narrative, you lose everything. Now, the internet has moved on to new scandals, but the shadow of BMF still lingers. Every time Little Meech posts, the comments fill up with "Where's 50?" or "Celina warned us." Every time Celina goes live, people spam BMF sequel when? It's not just a cancelled show, it's a digital ghost story. So here we are, standing at the end of a saga that was supposed to glorify legends but ended up exposing illusions. The Meech Empire may have started with hustle, but it ended with hashtags and 50 Cent. He did what he always does, pulled the plug, took the money, and left the mess behind, because in Hollywood, loyalty isn't forever. Fame isn't guaranteed. And every empire, no matter how powerful, eventually runs out of power. This wasn't just the fall of BMF. This was the moment everyone realized sometimes the most dangerous weapon isn't a gun, it's a live stream. And there you have it, the fall of BMF. Not with gunfire or a courtroom raid, but with a single woman, a Wi-Fi signal, and the audacity to say check the receipts. What started as 50 Cent's crown jewel became the most dramatic implosion Hollywood's seen since Will Smith met a stage Mick. The Meech legacy didn't get taken out by the feds, it got ratioed by Celina Powell. Let's be honest, this isn't just TV drama, this is a masterclass in how fame eats itself. 1 minute, you're the face of an empire. The next, you're a meme in the comments section of your own downfall. And through it all, 50 Cent proved one thing. The man doesn't need an exit strategy, he is the exit strategy. He left the chaos burning, took his brand, and cashed out before the smoke cleared. But you already know this saga's far from over. There's always another leak, another exclusive, Another live waiting to drop. And you don't want to miss it when it does. So do yourself a favor, smash that like button like you're pulling the plug on bad TV. Subscribe before Celina drops another bomb. And hit that bell so you never miss the next scandal we rip apart right here. Whose side are you on, Team 50, Team Meech, or Team Celina Chaos? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this one's messier than a star's contract negotiation. This is Truth Tattle, where we don't chase drama. We expose it. Stay curious. Stay sarcastic. And remember, in the world of fame, the show never really ends. Someone just hits live again.